Hey, what's up? It's Comic95, the Savior, and I decided that I won't even really call this me being petty, but like I said before, I don't waste my time going back and forth and arguing people inside my comment sections anymore for a few reasons. One, y'all like these videos. Two, I feel better because instead of me wasting my time typing out everything, I can just go on a rant, ramble, and say whatever I want to about the topic and end your shit. This is also my channel, and contrary to what a lot of people believe and YouTubers sometimes even do, just as you have the right and you're entitled to your own opinion, you're not entitled to have it on my channel, my space. If you want to say whatever you want to, you can feel free to create your own channel, create your own blog post, and talk about your own stance on certain topics or whatever. So, while I have no problem people disagreeing with me, when it gets to a point where your only purpose is essentially to argue or try to prove your point, I'm not going to waste my time, and that's not what my place is here for. I'm not here to give you your freedom of speech and place to speak, whatever. I'm sorry, it's not the way it works. If you want that, create your own blog, create your own channel, whatever, don't hijack mine. And on top of that, the bigger issue that I have here is, I don't understand why, this seems to be a really big problem in Americans, but I imagine Europeans are the same, or really I should say white people. I do not understand why people seek out information, click on things that they know is going to trigger them, that they know they feel strongly towards in a negative way. So, I'm making this video to respond back to a couple of comments that I received, and I imagine I'm going to get a lot more over time. And I already knew this when I was even making the video, because honestly I did my research before I went here. So long story short, I recently uploaded a video. I'll probably upload this tomorrow. I'm going to change my upload order just to get this video out there. I recently uploaded a video showing me and my husband going to Me Pig Cafe, me standing for micro. Now, of course, I've done my research. I do love animals, believe it or not. And I know that there's not really such a thing as a micro pig. Rather, it's a way to essentially sell something to you by making it sound like, oh, it's even better, even smaller, even cuter, even whatever. Okay, I get all of that stuff. And I knew that people had a lot of feelings towards it because I read the reviews both online and inside of tourist groups where people were complaining about how the animals aren't being treated well, they're fighting each other, XYZ, so much crap people were complaining about. And I went for myself, and this is coming from me. Now, anybody that knows my channel knows that I do not give Japan any slack. If I find something wrong, not okay, I'm the first person, sometimes even the only person, to speak up on a topic. I went there, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with the treatment of them damn pigs. In fact, if anything, they probably need to be a little more harsh on them. But that's all another story. So, I knew when I made this video it was going to trigger some white people that had their strong feelings. I knew people were going to ask me questions, and I just posted it. So I imagine over time people are going to have more to say about it, more to ask. And I'm not going to allow these comments to be there for several different reasons. One, it has nothing to do with my video. It takes away from it. I'm literally showing you the experience. If you don't like the idea of pig cafes, don't go there. Nobody's holding a gun to your head and making you go to pig cafes. Nobody's forcing you to support them. Nobody's forcing you to watch my video, which by you watching my video, you're also supporting the idea of it. If you feel so strongly negatively towards pig cafes, one, don't go there. Two, better yet, don't go to Japan at all. And three, okay, why not only do you watch a video, you take the time and waste it leaving a comment, several of them, basically trying to pretend like that wasn't your purpose and then ultimately tell your real intention in it. So I'll read her comments in a moment. I'm going to assume it's a girl based off of how the comments are written. I don't know, guy or girl. And also don't know if it's two different people or if this person just made like a fake account. I'm pretty sure a fake account because they both have weird fake looking usernames and no profile picture. And conveniently this person commented right after I replied to the other person. So I think they're in on this together, meaning it's the same person. I ain't gonna bother to check your IP address because I don't really give a shit. But yeah, anyway, long story short, they were basically trying to say that, people shouldn't have exotic pets, people return pets. And don't get me wrong, I agree with all of these things to a certain extent. But it's like, okay, whether you like it or not, people do adopt them. They get them. And the reality is, if you feel so strongly towards exotic animals not being adopted, cats and dogs are no different. You've just told yourself that it's okay to do this because they're domestic. And there's no such thing as a micro or mini pig. There's not really such thing as a domestic animal. Your cats and dogs belong outside. In fact, I don't know who I feel sorrier for. Cats who never get let outside by 99% of owners, or dogs who have to hold their piss and crap for an entire day and wait for you to bring your stink ass home from work. Like, think about it. Dogs only get let out once or twice a day, and for some people, they don't even go on a formal walk. They literally just get let out in your yard. But even then, come on, would you enjoy going outside if you had to wear a stupid, noisy ass collar and a leash everywhere you went, and you only had about 30 minutes to an hour? Is that fun to you? No. So how do you think a dog feels about that? And they're made to be outside. Cats, we've told ourselves that because there's more dangers outside and because they don't want to live inside your damn house and they're going to run away, excuse my voice, that they need to be kept inside to live long lives. Okay, I agree with that to a certain extent. Actually, one of my cats died a few years ago. Totally agree with that. But here goes the reality. Cats are not made to live forever, neither are dogs. What good is a long life? There's no quality to it. And see, people understand this. This is a whole other conversation, which is exactly why there's a lot of debate about whether people want to be left on life support or not. If you have to live your life in a vegetative state, do you really want to be alive? Shoot, I'm going to go there. This is not politically correct, but I felt that way even about losing senses. I'm sorry, but keeping it real with myself, if I lost the ability to both hear and see, please, pull that damn plug. I don't want to be alive anymore. I can't experience life. Sorry if you're watching this and you're missing one of these abilities, but I'm keeping it real with you. I totally understand why people would decide they wouldn't want to. Now, if I just lost the ability to hear, okay, fine. But damn, I can't see or hear. And to be honest, even just losing sight or even just losing the ability to hear, I mean, you should be grateful, and it's a blessing to have your 5 senses. Do not get me wrong. But I can also be real. Missing one or all of them or a few of them definitely decreases the quality of life that you have. Okay, but anyway, the reality is the reason why we care about keeping our domestic pets indoors is for selfish reasons. We keep pets not because we care about them, it's for entertainment purposes. We've told ourselves selfishly that they live better lives indoors, which is not true, because we associate us snuggling up on them and being annoying and rubbing our dirty, annoying, stank breath faces all up inside of theirs is a much better life than them being outside in the wild where they actually belong. They're animals. They're supposed to be outside. In fact, ask yourself, why are they domesticated in the first place? Okay, all of these things are done for human entertainment. And the reality is, whether you adopt a pet from a pet shop, from a humane society, is it not still a cat or a dog that needs a home? I get what you're trying to say. It encourages the breeding and whatnot, but it's going to happen anyway. So do you just let them die and sacrifice them? And people get silent when you say that. Say, well, basically it's for the greater good. It's not doing anything. These places still exist. And likewise, it's the same thing with this whole dumb vegan movement. I get it, fine. Some of you all are vegan because you're religious with all this halal crap and you don't eat pork. I don't give a shit about your personal beliefs. I'm simply saying the reality of most vegans. For most people, especially dealing with people in the U.S. who are not typically Islamic, you're choosing not to eat meat. Not necessarily for dietary reasons. I say it's 50-50. But for a lot of people recently, it's more so because of the argument that it's cruel. When it's dumb, it's like animals literally eat each other. They will eat you. In fact, it's a joke and a meme, but it's actually kind of real. You're eating their food. You ever thought about that? Not to mention this whole shaming people for eating meat thing is dumb too. Because on top of that, do you not realize how privileged it is to have the ability to even choose to eat expensive ass organic fruits and vegetables to begin with? Even other first world countries like Japan, do you know Japan doesn't even make enough of its own food to survive? Did you ever think about that? Meat is literally needed for most people. Not just a matter of you being able to get the vitamin stuff that you need, which might add, it's a lot more difficult to get a lot of the, vitamins, minerals, nutrition that you need just from eating fruits and vegetables. And for most people, depending on where you live, it's significantly more expensive to eat a diet of just fruits and vegetables. And to be honest, it's also a miserable ass life. God made animals for us to eat. And of course, they can also be used for entertainment purposes. And I'm sorry, I care a lot more about children, babies, including unborn ones, than I ever will care about a goddamn pig. I'm sorry. However, I will also say this. After going to that cafe myself, they are not abusing them damn animals. Yes, of course, in a perfect world, they could have a bigger space, they could have a bigger area in the yard, more time to do whatever, but I don't know all the details about this. I don't know how much time they spend outside. I don't know who adopts these pets. I don't know how often they get returned. And the reality is, I don't give a shit. And them pigs sure as hell don't give a shit either. It's all they've ever known. And in comparison to animals that are being kept inside of dirty farms and mills and being bred in not even 2x2s, literally just enough space to turn around, if even that, pumped up with hormones in dirty disease farms just to ultimately be slaughtered. I'm sorry. Being able to run around and have free roam inside of a cafe, have outdoor time, getting snacks, being able to sit on blankets and be rubbed, I'm sorry, that's a much better life than the reality and fate of most pigs. Your dreams and fantasies of pigs running out in the fields and having fun is not real. The reality is, most of them animals that y'all vegans call yourselves not eating, they gonna end up on my damn plate, okay? They're gonna be bacon. You can love animals and still eat them. Shoot, your dog love you, and they can't wait to get a piece of that chicken, beef, steak, whatever. This whole argument is just so dumb. And it's like, especially for the people that come here. Why do y'all choose to go to Asia, specifically Japan, or even the US, when you know that their diets heavily consist of meat? I've literally seen people leave 1-star or take off 2-star reviews on places. Take off 2 stars for their review because a place doesn't have a vegan menu. And I'm like, you choosing to live your stupid vegan, gluten-free, nut-free, whatever bullshit type of lifestyle that you have, I don't care if it's for allergies, religious purposes, or morality, whatever type of stuff. That is your choice. Please don't push your bullshit on to everybody else. You decided that you don't want to eat meat. You're the one that has the unlucky fate of having your gluten-free, whatever type bullshit. I'm sorry, if you are really in a situation where you're legitimately hungry, you come from a country where you don't have food, you will never hear about no poor people in Africa or in China or any other Asian country talking about how, oh, I'm so hungry, but I can't eat gluten, or, oh, I'm really hungry, but I can't eat chickens because it's meat. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. And then the part that made me the most upset was, I'll get to the comment in a second. She started it off by asking a fake question, which I had a feeling that it was, but I answered it anyway just in case, because I didn't want to assume and be bitchy. And then it turns out, yep, I was right. That's exactly what she was trying to get at. Her first question was, she was initially asking me, what happens when the kids get old? Not the kids, when the pigs get older. And I was like, I'm not trying to bet this bitch about to sit over here complaining about, oh, it's cruel, whatever. They put the animals down. The humane societies do the same thing. And that's the other dumb thing about it. People try to talk about pet shops or whatever, like they're bad. And it's like, really, the pet shop is the better life for them animals. I don't know about you, but if I was a cat or a dog, I would much rather be at the pet store, for example, PetSmart, than being at the Humane Society. When I adopted my cat Pumpkin, who died a couple of years ago, I got him from South Suburban Humane Society, which was in like Chicago Heights, south suburbs of Chicago. I wanted to adopt him several times and get another cat because when I went to go get him, he was put on hold, and I really wanted a female cat at this time. He was a boy, to my surprise. Eventually, he ended up getting sick. He was getting bigger, getting older, and they eventually moved him over to PetSmart. We ended up driving an additional 45 minutes away to pick him up from there, and his price doubled because he was at PetSmart. However, by him being there with his brothers, it was helping them get adopted out because they were there with other cat lovers. And on top of that, the cage was bigger, it was cleaner, they were probably getting better quality food, they were having more people come inside there that are actually experienced with animals. And so while I get it, fine, you feel like you're encouraging breeding or whatever, but then the dumb thing about this is the adopt, don't shop. A lot of the pets at these pet shops actually come from humane societies, and they're put there, like how Pumpkin was, as their last straw, their best hope, last hope, or whatever, to keep them from getting euthanized in the first place. So keep that in mind. Not to mention, a lot of these little stupid vegan animal activists, etc., they have bias with cats and dogs. When they find a purebred, Siamese, a white cat, anything like that, people jump to adopt these cats and dogs, especially when they're puppies. So you all play favoritism too. Even these little cat rescues and whatnot that I follow on Instagram, there are way more adult cats in need of homes. But who do you see them going out, adopting, taking care of, fostering? They almost always get whole litters of little kitties. Why? Because it's cute. It's fun, and it makes more money for them. So don't try to pretend like y'all the moral police or whatever. But you show bias and favoritism yourself with which animals you pick and choose to care about. Not to mention, how do you decide that an animal doesn't matter? I'll get to the comments in a second, like I said, based off of how intelligent they are. So because someone isn't smart, they deserve to die. Would we say that for people too? A dumb person deserves to die? Because by that standard, well, I guess y'all do say that. I ain't getting into all y'all politics and whatnot. By that standard, children don't deserve to live. And in a life or death situation, we should save the adults first. Because kids are stupid, they're ungrateful, they're unappreciative of life. But that's basically what you just said to me. By saying, oh, pigs are intelligent animals. Are cats and dogs not intelligent? Do you think they not want to be outside? You've told yourself they don't want to. Because you're selfish and you want to keep them for your own entertainment. Shoot, some of y'all nuts got y'all cats and dogs on vegan diets. Vegans should be in jail. For child cruelty and animal abuse. Let me read this host comment. She probably commented again. Let me check. But if you're watching this video, I'm just going to block her because I ain't got time for this shit. You know, she ain't saying nothing else yet. With emphasis on yet. So this was a comment. And I liked her comment, might I add too. Try to soften it up. It's a lot to read. I wrote a lot because, like I said, I don't normally like going back and forth. I try to make one comment, say everything I have to say. If you really care, choose to read it, good. You choose not to, then don't ask me shit. Okay. My channel, my space, my rules. So this person with a fake username, cc-fd4hv, not even a real username, which is why I'm pretty sure this is a troll. What do they do when these cute piggies grow up? So like I said, I took it as, this person's trying to find a reason to dislike the cafe. You've already told yourself inside your mind you don't like it, which like you come in with this fake ass question. But I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I said, this is my response, quote, before they grow up, they usually get adopted. The pigs are essentially being house trained here. In the video, you will see that there are also adult pigs roaming around at the cafe, including the one in my lap, which isn't so tiny. I want to add this too. I actually rewrote this comment because the first one I wrote was a little more smart-ass-like, because I'm like, I hear people ask dumb shit that's in the video. If this person actually watched the video, they would see there's adult pigs roaming around, and the pig that was on my lap was either an adult or adolescent, not a little micro piggy. So whatever. Anyway. Back to the quote. It's the same as cat cafes and dog cafes. They're available for adoption, and people do actually adopt them. This is explained on their website, and I personally saw several older pigs, as well as people asking for information to start the adoption process during my 30-minute stay at the cafe. Being real though, I'm sure, just like at pet shops or humane societies, at some point, it is possible that they are given to a vet to be put down or even used for meat, for all I know. In parentheses, just like how humane societies deny that they do this, I imagine animal cafes in Japan do the same, in parentheses. But there's 2 cafes in central Tokyo, and both seem to be doing fine with keeping a blend of babies and older pigs at the cafe, and getting both babies and adult pigs adopted over time. Shibuya and Meguro are both wealthy cities, and there are many people that own or desire to have exotic pets, or even farms. There are also tons of foreigners here that love animals and want exotic pets. The staff seem to love and care for all the pigs the same. So, let me eat my food a little bit and let my stuff get cold, trying to argue with y'all about this bullshit. So yeah, anyway. Sorry, I just want to eat a little bit. I don't want the meat to go to waste. So after I said that, same person says, thank you for your detailed explanation. However, except for people who live in the countryside with lands, I don't see how one can keep a fully grown pig in an apartment. I believe the staff and customers all truly care about the animals, but is it fair for the animals? Sometimes people only realize after adoption that they can't cope. Then the animals will either be put down or abandoned. Same goes for exotic animals who should be in the nature and not being taken away from their natural habitats or bred and sold to please people. We have already created the meat industries for alimentation. Maybe we need to ask ourselves if it is right or necessary to further trade animals as a piece of toy for our pleasure. Okay. Short answer. My reply. All animals, including cats and dogs, belong outside, no matter how big a house or yard is. Most pigs would gladly trade lives with the ones at a cafe like this. I'm sure they have rules for who can adopt their pigs. Cats and dogs are commonly retained too. Theoretically, all animals that are kept as pets are bred or they reproduce in high numbers naturally. Long answer. I hear you, but really the same can be said for so-called domestic cats and dogs. They all belong outside, and you can argue that it's inhumane to keep them in your home wearing noisy collars and only let outside twice a day, and cats are advised to never be allowed to go outside. Not everyone living in central Tokyo lives in a 2x2 apartment, and I imagine that they have rules and requirements for adopting just as they have rules and requirements to adopt pets in America. I can't speak on this, as I didn't ask because I didn't come here to adopt a pig. They're still animals at the end of the day and not human. In comparison to the life of pigs on dirty farms being bred and living in 2x2 pens for life, before being butchered, I'd say the pigs at this cafe are living the dream. They have outdoor space and treats, and the staff plays with them, and they get breaks. They aren't forced to do anything. Most Japanese people eat pork similar to Americans, if not more. It's often one of the main ingredients in curry and ramen, as well as tons of other dishes. Their lives could be much worse when you look at it that way. Sorry guys, my voice. sorry. Nearly all animals are bred for entertainment, including the ones at the Humane Society. It's a deep topic that I won't get into here. People adopt cats and dogs from humane societies every day and change their mind. I do love animals a lot, but this place doesn't come off as one that is inhumane. I have no skin in this game, as I don't own a pig, nor do I own the business. I'm not trying to defend it, but I do find it interesting that many people don't see how this is no different than a humane society pet shop or people owning domestic cats and dogs. Again, considering that most people in East Asia, American and Europe eat meat, including a lot of pork. And when you consider how bad environments on farms are, it changes your perspective of what's really bad. Could this place be better for pigs? Of course. Is it cruel or bad? I wouldn't say that. You're entitled to disagree. I'll end it at that, as I get a feeling that this comment wasn't really about what happens to adult pigs. Joking face upside down, because clearly that was not the reason why they asked the question. See, they start off with a fake question. What happens to the pigs when they get older? When really at the end of the day their agenda was to say, pig cafes are wrong. They shouldn't exist. Animals belong in the wild. Just say that then. Don't ask fake questions. So, okay. Then they reply back. I have no doubt, as mentioned earlier, smartass, that you guys truly love the piggies. That wasn't the purpose of what I just selective reading. If the cafe do carry out some sort of home visits before giving them for adoption to make sure they have a suitable environment like a garden or outbuildings, then it would really be very ethical and responsible. That is applicable to dogs, cats, etc. But does that happen with dogs and cats? No. My point is that we don't need to add pigs or other exotic animals on top of the existing pet list. But why do you as the moral police get to decide that? Okay, whatever. And again, I agree with you. I don't agree with the idea of keeping pigs as pets. And to be honest, cats and dogs shouldn't be kept as pets either. And I can admit I'm a hypocrite because I have a cat, which is also why I don't go around advocating people not to own these pets, because I own a pet myself. And I eat meat. But anyway, here we are. There are enough dogs, cats, etc. in animal shelters or strays that we can adopt, help sterilize them to avoid reproduction and sufferings. But why do you decide that preventing the animal from reproducing isn't a part of suffering too? Because I don't know about you, but if, let's say the world was in reverse and animals decided that people need to stop fucking each other because men can't keep their dicks in their pants and we need to stop reproducing. Being sterilized sounds pretty damn cruel if you ask me. Just keeping it real. Now, hey, my cat was neutered and the one that, I had been spayed, but I'm just keeping it real with you. It is cruel to neuter and spay animals? Why do you get to decide how many they have? Why do you get to decide whether the world is overpopulated or not? Animals will eat and kill themselves. We've decided that it makes life more convenient, easier for us to control the population. But the reality is it's nothing but creating a business. Because as long as these animals exist... Crap. My package is here. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. My internet package finally came. Patreon, you know what I'm talking about. Finally. Now I can upload videos much faster, play games online, etc. But let me get back to reading this. So, okay. Yeah, basically I sound like, how do you decide that? It'd be the moral police on that, but whatever. Anyway, let me go back and backtrack a little bit. That is applicable to dogs, cats, etc. My point is that we don't need to add pigs or other exotic animals, blah, blah, blah. Where was I? Oh yeah, sterilizing them. It's like, okay, like that's also a form of cruelty too. Did these animals tell you, hey, we want to decrease our population and stop reproducing? No, you decided that. And the reality is, it's just you being tricked, y'all. It's a business. They tell you to do that because what happens? Is spaying and neutering free 99% of the time? Nope. And what happens anyway? We've been spaying and neutering animals for at least the past, 20 plus years? Has it decreased the amount of cats and dogs out there? Doesn't look like it. Not to me. Humane societies still end up getting full. Pet shops still end up full. And they still have to euthanize and put these animals down. You've convinced yourself that you're helping. You're not even making a dent in it. So, just like vegans. You're not stopped. I mean, yes, there's a lot of vegan restaurants that have popped up. People are still eating meat in high numbers. It's not decreasing the amount of people that want to eat meat. So, whatever. I'm sure there's also a lot of fake vegans out there that don't even realize you're eating stuff that's still the byproduct of an animal. But alright, here we go. Let me finish. As for exotic animals, as you know, most of them have been captured for reproduction and used for breeding and then sold as pets. It's the same for humane societies. Most animals end up inside the humane society are the offspring of pets that were bought at the pet shops. People bought a specific pet that they wanted. And what happens? The ones that don't get sold, or when people change their mind, where do they end up? The humane society. So at the end of the day, you're ultimately still helping the business of pet stores, no matter where you shop. If you really want to help the environment, open up them damn cages and let all of the animals outside and handle their own business and do their thing. And duke it out, as you're basically about to say. They should be left alone. Yeah. They should be left alone, protected, and they will survive according to the available resources or become one of the many extinct species. So you're saying that it's better for an animal to become extinct than being kept indoors? I can honestly kind of agree with that to a certain extent. But the reality is, in order for this lifestyle to exist, that would mean people like you need to not work jobs, need to not use smartphones, internet, etc., things that contribute to pollution. You need to not have a big house. So a lot of the people that complain to all this activism, etc., your lifestyle is literally a part of the reason why we need to domesticate and keep indoor pets to begin with, because we no longer have space for these animals to roam freely because of the existence of human beings. And I'm sorry, once again, I love animals to death. I feel like, my pets are like my kids. I totally understand that. But at the same time, I'm going to keep it real with you. Animals are not more important than people. Keep that same energy for babies, for children, etc., and you all don't. Y'all care so much about animals that literally eat and kill each other, and they will do the same thing to you. And you're eating their food. You're living in their environment. Your house, your lifestyle is making it impossible for them to even survive in the wild. Get over yourself. And the reality is, what would happen to these pigs from outside that cafe? They're not going to be outside roaming in some field, living their best life. They're going to be inside of a 2x2 dirty disease pen, being pumped up with hormones, and on my plate as morning bacon. That's the reality. I hear you, I really do, but you're talking about wishful thinking and not real life. And I'm sorry, when you consider the fact that people come from countries where getting access to food like, for example, even Japan is a first world country. But they need imported food in order to even survive here. Japan cannot naturally grow many of the fruits and vegetables that you're used to eating. And so you're probably an American, because that sounds like privilege. You live in a place. America can sustain its own population. We don't need to get imports. We choose to do because some things are cheaper, they're grown more easily, but we have every climate available in the U.S. We have cold places, warm places, flatlands, hills, mountains. We have beaches. We can get bananas, fruits, apple, like anything you could think of. All of that stuff exists in the U.S. It does not everywhere else. And it's also significantly more expensive. Being a vegan in Japan is expensive as hell. And to be honest, I don't care if it was cheap. Life is short. I want to enjoy my life. I'm going to continue to eat meat. And so is the rest of the world. And same thing goes for pets. Pets make life enjoyable. Honestly, the ownership of any pet, whether you have a fish, a turtle, a dog, a cat, it's all cruel because they all belong outside in real environments, not eating kibbles and bits that you decided makes a good lifestyle for them. They're not made to live 15 years. God designed them that way for a reason. Their life ends when it's supposed to. You have decided cruelly you want to keep them alive. By that standard, technically, if you provide a human with a nice window with some good sunlight, and you give them different people to talk to, interact with, and you put a little bit of entertainment inside of a 2x2 bathroom, you can live a really good life. You won't get cuts and bruises. You won't get injured. You won't get your heart broken. You won't get sunburned. So many things can protect you by being inside, only around a couple of good people. You know, you get a little bit of social activity. We'd live a long life, wouldn't we? We wouldn't have. Shoot, I regret some of the cuts and bruises I got on my leg from running around and playing around a ghetto couch at my house as a child and playing at the park, etc. and falling. You would live a very sheltered snowflake life like that, wouldn't you? You would probably live longer. But would your quality of life be good? No, it would not. Likewise, for these animals. Yes, your cat and dog is going to live a much better life by your standards. So you're deciding that a better life is a life where they don't reproduce, which that sounds kind of cruel and weird and ironic, and a life where they're forced to eat garbage food that you decide what time they get to eat, how much they get to eat, what brand they get to eat. That sounds pretty damn cruel to me. I'm pretty sure your cat and dog will love to have a real piece of chicken, a real piece of beef, and not that kibbles and bit or mushed up so-called wet food crap that we feed them. But see, this whole argument is hypocritical. You've decided that certain animals are deserving of an entirely outdoor space, while other animals, you've convinced yourself, they're fine just being indoors. Dogs are mostly kept indoors. And come on, they wear a damn collar around their neck. I feel really sorry for cats. People putting them little annoying ass bells in their necks. Cats are literally stealthy animals. Some of y'all got them on too tight. Y'all got chips inside of them and everything. So by your own standards, that sounds pretty damn cruel to me. And like I said, I know about you. I want to have a baby. If somebody sterilized me, because according to you, all the world's overpopulated, I'd be heartbroken. I'd probably lose interest in wanting to live. So anyway, let me get back to my reply. I'm not going to reply after this to this person. And I'm probably just going to go ahead and take down this comment now that this video's up, because it's going to keep going back and forth. So I said, I'm not talking about loving the animals. I'm talking about how ridiculous this double standard is. Like I said, this applies to cats and dogs too. None of it is realistic. We don't know where the pigs come from or how adoptions are done. It's a pig, not a human child. A cafe versus a dirty farm to be slaughtered is a better life for any pig. Laughing face. The cats and dogs in animal shelters have also mostly been bred for profit and your entertainment. And they don't belong indoors. They get kept in small, filthy, diseased spaces and put down for being unfriendly, old, sick, ugly, or for taking up space for younger animals. I'm referring to humane societies. And pet shops too, really. Most of us eat animals, including animals, myself included. This is also Japan. It's a pig. Do you also activate? What? Is that the right word to use? Y'all know what I mean. Whatever. Do you also activate to release dogs and cats to the wild. Hey, I'm forgetting English, y'all. Is that the word to use? How do you say, like, if you're an activist? Activate. Oh, okay, I spelled it wrong. I literally put activate, like activate your code or whatever. Should have been with an O. Y'all know what I meant. Pigs aren't a common pet, and I doubt they deal with people returning them on a regular basis the same way cats and dogs get abandoned outside or returned. If you don't like it, I said done, go. I'm going to say don't go. Animal cafes aren't going anywhere. That's the reality. This is not an animal activist channel. You should be more concerned about farms where real abuse takes place rather than what the adoption process is here. The pigs here have a yard to go into. Just as people will continue to eat meat like myself, people will also continue to buy exotic pets, buy pets from pet stores, and buy or go to animal cafes and zoos. Welcome to reality. Wishful thinking about big luxury houses and lushly. I meant to say luscious or lush fields is ridiculous, and the reality is that they become food for other wild animals or for humans. Laughing emoji. Excuse me, y'all. I guess I put whether. I should say whether. Whether you're planning to visit. I meant to say either. Either you're planning to visit the wrong country or you're watching the wrong channel. Again, please make your own protests or something. My channel ain't the place. You're entitled to your opinion, but I'm not obligated to listen to it. All animals belong 100% outdoors, and most people like yourself have or used to have domestic pets, which is a joke because it's hypocritical. I'm not mad at you, but I don't welcome fake questions, which I sensed from the beginning, but I wanted to answer just in case I was wrong. It seems like you just want to argue. Be grateful that these pigs aren't being fried in my pan this morning, and that they aren't sick and starved or pumped with hormones on a farm, which is the real alternative to being here. See, this is the problem with vegans. They have this imagination where they feel like if animals aren't kept outside of pet stores or whatever, or, exotic animals in particular, they're going to be living this wonderful life outside. And the reality is, no. They're going to either be butchered and slaughtered by another animal or by a human being. That's the real reality of their life. And unfortunately, or even inside of a zoo. And so again, fine. I will admit that I have a little bias too. I feel worse for like large animals like lions, tigers, etc. But a pig, which is even smaller than a dog, they don't need that damn much space. Of course, it's nice for them to have it. I agree. But y'all, they're animals. I know it hurts because you love animals so much and you dedicate your entire identity to being a vegan. But nobody gives a damn. So anyway, back on subject. What happened? Okay, yeah, so be grateful that these pigs aren't being fried in my pan this morning, that they aren't sick and starved or pumped with hormones on a farm, which is the real alternative to being here. Fantasy worlds of fresh hay and grass and acres of land roaming in the wild is rare in the U.S. and Japan. It's been nice, or I should have said it'd be nice. It'd be nice if people cared half as much about babies and children as they do animals that God out here, that got put out here for us to eat and for larger animals to eat. Again, ask the pigs at a real farm, not the cute vegan ones where they'd rather be. Oink, oink. Laughing emoji. So far, no reply to that. Let me check just to make sure. So far. I have another troll. I'll get to that video in a second. But okay. I'll make another video for that one. That's another topic. But alright. Then I think this is the same person. They just made a different account because it's the same style. So I'm just going to like ban all of these accounts because I'm wasting my time. Yeah, I realize that now. So after I'm done with this video, I'm just going to delete them all. But I'm telling you guys here that these comments did exist. So then somebody else said after I wrote that last comment. So let me read the other comment. They made like another account or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's the same person because they replied right after that last one that I said. From a different, same video, but they left like a different comment instead of joining the thread. Pigs are smarter than most animals. I love them and wish more places like this existed. So people might question why it's okay to slaughter and eat them. Eating a meat-free diet is not hard. I wish humans had enough decency and compassion to actually think about how sentient and deserving of life these and all animals are. Humans aren't the type to care about much besides themselves, though. So I replied and I said, so being less intelligent makes you less deserving of life. Got it. Laugh my A off. I knew it. Dog owner and vegan spotted. Girl, boy, whatever you are, it's Japan. The entire world eats meat. God made animals for us to eat, and most of the animals you think you're protecting will gladly eat you. I'm sure those same animals don't appreciate you eating their plants either by that ridiculous standard. Cries and bacon. Gotta be selfish to survive. More meat for the rest of us. I wish vegans weren't so annoying and hypocritical, but here we are. Thanks for the video idea. So yeah, I'm about to go ahead and just block them. I'm also gonna block the other person. Let me get to that too. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. They literally, I'm pretty sure they're the person I'm gonna make my next video on, because somebody like made another account that seems to be made very similar to that one. And they commented on my Sailor Moon video. So that'll be for the next video. But yeah, long story short, almost broke my plate. I just hate that so much. Like, if you choose to do a lifestyle, good, have fun with it. But don't irritate people with that bullshit. And it's so funny because, like, liberals will complain so much about Christians, or any sort of religion, like Jehovah's Witnesses, whatever. Religious people being annoying and forcing stuff on you. But it's like vegans are the most annoying. I'd rather have a Jehovah's Witness at my door every hour on the hour than coexist in a world with vegans, because goddamn, you can't go anywhere without them talking. If you feel bad about eating meat, 2 claps for you, ho. The rest of us are going to keep eating it. You're in Japan. But anyway, that last comment was full of so much irony, because, like, okay, based on what you're just saying, an animal's intelligence is what makes it deserving of being alive. Then on top of that, I never argued that eating meat, whether it was hard or not. I'm saying that it's made for us to eat. It makes life enjoyable. It tastes good. It's part of many people's cultural dishes. Sorry, it's not about it being hard or not, but I'll keep it real. For me, yeah, it is. It's addictive. It tastes good. It's filling. It has lots of nutrition inside of it. You get many of the things that you vitamin freaks gotta eat 50 bushes and twigs to try to get. You can get from one little piece of chicken. If you want to live your sad, miserable life as a vegan, have fun. Don't try to bring that shit to Japan. They know it exists here. And even for Japanese people, they'll dabble in it to be trendy or to try to be, appealing to white people. For those that like to day outside the race or whatever. Try to be cool, get your attention. And of course to make money. So they've opened up vegan restaurants here. They oftentimes don't taste good. And it's funny because you all go through so much and it's like, okay, you all want to eat meat ultimately, because there's so many different things where, vegan burgers, whatever, basically trying to replicate the taste of legitimate meat. So I get the argument. The purpose isn't necessarily saying that meat tastes bad. You just feel like it's wrong to eat. But it's like, okay, if it's wrong to eat, then you shouldn't eat anything that's resembling it either, then should you? I'm just saying. And then beyond that, it's like the whole argument is dumb because the animals that you're protecting eat each other anyway. They eat each other. This is all stupid. And again, God made animals for us to eat, for us to survive. Be grateful that you have the money to afford a vegan lifestyle. Be grateful that you have the money to live in a country where it's easy to be a vegan. That is not easy to do here in Japan. Because not only is almost everything meat-based, vegetables and fruit are extremely expensive. Even nuts are really expensive. And on top of that, even the fruits and vegetables that do exist here, almost all of them are imported because Japan cannot naturally grow these things with ease, even though it's an island. That's a big part of why fish is a big part of their diet too, because at least they're surrounded by ocean. But it's like, I don't get this. If you're a vegan, why are you watching a video that shows something that you know what you don't support doing? Like, for example, myself. Okay, there's plenty of people and things and ideas that I don't like on the internet. For example, I do not align with either political party, to be honest. I'm literally dead in the middle. I feel like for the most part, a lot of things I do want to ultimately say that I agree with the right side on, but then there's things that I do agree with the left side on at the same time. Can't say that I'm on either side. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I will say is this: I cannot stand at all when people, especially from the left side, it's like, if you don't agree with the topic on something, just don't go to it. So, for example, when it comes to political issues, from abortion to LGBTQ stuff, whatever type of stuff, is okay. If you don't like somebody stand something, or like even nowadays, more recently, this whole man versus woman thing in the dating space, I'll make another video on this topic. But it's like, if you don't like the idea of old-fashioned so-called traditional relationships, don't watch videos on it. You think that abortion is women's rights or whatever, you feel like they're one and the same, don't watch videos. If you don't agree with it, just don't fucking watch it. It's not that damn deep. And so in this case, okay, if you think that animal cafes are cruel, which I believe some of them are, don't get me wrong, don't go to them at all. Don't visit it. Don't support it. Don't watch the videos. Don't leave a comment. At the end of the day, your purpose wasn't just that the cafe itself was bad. You're trying to send your whole little don't eat meat messages and whatever type of crap too. Which, that's cute. That's good for you. But if you feel that way, make your own channel. So, and better yet, just don't go to Japan. Because really, just by coming to Japan, period, you're supporting the meat industry. Because what happens between street food, yakiniku shops, etc., ramen, all the stuff that you all look forward to here in Japan, it has meat in it, and particularly pigs. This is one of the topic of oinking. I love me a pig. Stay away from me, my house, my channel. If you don't bite pigs and you don't bite cows, we can't get along. That's all I gotta say to that. We bite pigs over here. So if you got an issue, you don't like meat, you don't like people to eat meat, you don't like me and my channel, and that's cool. Just don't come here then, because I didn't ask you to be here. I don't go to your space. You will never see, or people joke about it nowadays, but as a meat eater, I'm not going to go over to your space and complain about how stupid you're being and how cruel I think it is to make children have to follow your stupid vegan diet, and how cruel it is and strange to be pregnant and having a vegan only diet. I have tons of opinions on what you're doing, and I don't put my opinions there. I have opinions on abortion. I have opinions on LGBTQ rights and whether it's playing sports. I have so many different things I can give my opinion on. But you want to know what? Because I don't care about this topic deeply, and I don't feel like arguing with people, and I know that if I want to give my own opinion on 2 cents, either I can find people that I know already allowed my opinions, or I can make my own videos talking whatever the fuck I want to. It's really that damn simple. I am not here to be a friend. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not like other people on YouTube, celebrities, whatever, where they'll be quiet, hush, and be like, oh, I'm so sorry if I offended you. I ain't saying none of that damn shit, because I'm going to be 150% honest with you. I'm a real-ass person. I have real-ass feelings, real-ass opinions. This is my channel. If you don't like where I went, what I did, don't watch my video, Becky. I don't care. Becky, if you decide that you don't want to bite pigs, 2 claps for you. More bacon for the rest of us. Maybe the price might even go down. I don't care. So, and then, like, and I hate shit like this. I hate people like try to pretend like they want to say or care about one thing or really it's another. Let's see, that was a fake ass question. You weren't concerned about whether the pigs get killed when they become adults. Your ultimate message was the cafes are wrong. People shouldn't have exotic pets. You don't want to support animal cafes, which is fine. I don't necessarily disagree with everything that you're saying. But the point is, you went to a video where you know somebody went to, and you decided that you don't like it before you even clicked on it. You didn't even watch the video. And some of the dumb shit you were saying was answered in the video on their website. You jumped to conclusions. So, there's so much more that can be said about this. All I gotta say is this. If you are so strongly vegan, you care so much about animals, just don't come to Japan then. Better yet, kill yourself in America, wherever else you happen to live then. Because people all around you eat meat. Your parents ate meat. So even if you live your whole life as a vegan, your grandparents, your ancestors, they all ate meat. And if you truly were in an environment where you were going to die, you would eat meat. And the animals that you love and care about so much, they would eat you if they had nothing else to eat. Get over yourself. Animals are made to be eaten. And whether you want to accept reality or not, it still exists. And the truth be told is, if those pigs are inside that damn cafe or inside of an apartment or a house, wherever they happen to be, their real fate will be on somebody's dinner plate. And even worse than just being butchered, it's not going to be in the most ethical of ways either. You want to know what really happens to them? They live their whole lives in dirty, disease-ridden 2x2 pens, pumped up with hormones for years before eventually being slaughtered. Barely enough space to even turn around. And bred. That's a very bad life. Ask them pigs where would they rather be? Inside of a cafe or someone's house? Or in that 2x2 dirty ass farm? Because see, all pictures of farms that is made for Instagram, made for Netflix, exaggerated, rich white people that got bored with life and started doing side quests and whatnot like Bill Gates and Bezos, just buying farms for fun. That's not how real farms look and how they really go. Also, the reality is, most people are going to eat meat whether you like it or not. Just like for most people, they're going to continue to buy pets at pet shops and humane societies. And people don't realize, by supporting humane societies, you're still supporting pet stores. If you really want to adopt and save animals, get your animals from outside on the street. Because these are the animals that really got abandoned, really need to be adopted. These are the animals that have truly been living street lives. Any animal that found its way to humane society, at some point, ultimately came from a pet store 9 times out of 10, which means you're ultimately indirectly supporting the industry at the end of the day. That's facts. Y'all don't want to hear that. Humane societies put down way more pets than pet shops do, and if anything, pet shops give these animals a better life. I don't care if the animals are bred or not, they're being treated better. So to get rid of pet shops is really making life worse for these pets. That's the reality. Y'all don't want to hear that part. And I'm sorry, sterilizing, spaying, neutering, whatever, it's cruel. These animals have no say in that. Animals, just like human beings, they naturally have it in them to want and desire to reproduce. You can choose not to do that. And if that's your case and you want to do whatever you want to do with your body and decide that you don't want to have children, okay, good. One less dummy around. But for the rest of us, I know I don't want to be sterilized. I don't want somebody to, spay me and make where I can't have babies. Well, you're talking about how intelligent these pigs are. How do you think they feel about that? So, you're basically saying that if an animal's not intelligent, they deserve to die then? Because you just used the fact they're intelligent for a reason why they deserve to have a good life. And you decided what a good life is, which is why you decided that dogs are living a good life staying indoors and living for an additional 10 to 7 years because they're inside with you. When the reality is it a good life or is it a lack of quality? See, for example, you can put me on life support after having a really bad accident and I'm in a vegetative state. But the reality is, I don't think that's a good quality life. I would rather just be dead. But you've told yourself, this machine is allowing me to live because theoretically I have a heartbeat, I'm still alive. So this is a better life for me. That's selfish thinking. Now, some people do want to be kept in a vegetative state. For example, my mother has expressed that. But I'm just being real with you. I even have mixed feelings on that technically. Excuse me, people. I got some drinking grape juice or whatever. But it's like, okay, the quality of life is not good. And equating longevity with quality is a very human way of thinking. You've decided that because you want to live long and it's your desire, it's the same for animals. And I'm sorry, white people, I don't know where all of this white vegan scientist shit has been coming from. But no matter how smart an animal is, it's not on par with a human. Y'all the same motherfuckers try to say that monkeys were just as intelligent as people are and that black people are basically closer to being monkeys, which is why we have darker complexions, whatever. So people don't talk about that type of stuff. In order to accept the fact that we have so much in common with these animals and to accept the fact that evolution exists, you are essentially agreeing with ideals or ideologies or whatever that stem from racism. Because that would imply the reason why darker complexions exist, certain features, certain whatever, will ultimately mean that people with darker skin are less developed, including Asians. It just means that you've progressed more, and ultimately a white person is the result of true evolution evolving to where we are today. All these dumb arguments. You can find science and data and blogs to support anything you want to. If you want to be pro-life, like how I'm going to keep it real with you, I am. If you want to be that, you can find videos, blogs, posts, stories, experiences, books that vouch for what you're saying. If you want to support abortion, you can find the same thing. People believe whatever they want to believe at the end of the day. And the reality is, all this dumb shit about animals being smart and caring about them so much, most people that even care about animals, adopt animals, take care of animals, pet owners, are not vegan. You can love your pets and still eat animals. You can love and care for animals and still go to and support zoos. Because the reality is, yes, I get it, they're not all living inside the best environment, but they're still animals at the end of the day. And ultimately, for most of us, we have been to zoos, and at that time, we appreciated the experience of being able to go to one, see these animals, etc. It's easy to say that zoos are bad, etc. when you've already been to one and you've had the privilege of seeing what these animals look like with your own two eyes. Now you can gladly say, well, they shouldn't have zoos, they're bad, they're cruel. But you weren't saying that when you went to the zoo yourself, were you? When you bought that damn ticket, you were having a time of your life watching that damn dolphin show. Of course it's bad after you got to experience it. So why is it not okay for the next person to get to experience it? Sure, it's bad to own pigs. You can gladly say that when you have 5 dogs at home. Easy for you to say, and they're eating kibbles and bits. That's not a natural diet. And shoot, dogs will maul your ass. You ain't even gotta be dead. Make a dog angry. Them vicious little suckers kill babies and stuff every day. Y'all care more about, I'm not even talking about like unborn babies, like in a sort of, abortion, whatever type bullshit argument y'all want to try to put out there. Rather, and yes, I went there, I'm going there. I'm talking about even children in the system. There's more care and more support for fucking animals that die and live short lives, either on somebody's plate or killed by another bigger, larger animal, and they will gladly kill or attack you. There's so much more care, resources, support, help for that than children in foster care, children that need to be adopted in abusive households, etc. Y'all white people care so much about these damn animals, and it's so stupid at the end of the day. I get it, I don't hate animals, I love them too, but I'm gonna be real with you, they taste good, I eat them, I enjoy them, they make my quality of life good, and God put them here for our entertainment and for our food. And if you choose not to partake in it, have fun, but don't try to shame other people for choosing to go to these places. Don't try to shame other people for choosing to eat meat, just as you've chosen not to. And I'm not shaming you and going and finding you in your spaces. Don't come find me in mine. If you don't like animal cafes, you don't like meat being eaten, don't visit Japan. Don't just not go to these cafes. Don't visit Japan, period, because your plane ticket is supporting this industry at the end of the day. That's facts. And I promise you, no matter how much of a clean vegan you try to be, unless you are literally buying organic fruits and vegetables and nothing else, you are more than likely still eating animal byproduct, even if you're trying not to. Because a lot of y'all don't read y'all damn labels. A lot of labels leave out things that should be on there, etc. And I'm sorry, man, vegans have just become so damn annoying. Can y'all go back to how it used to be, where y'all just eat y'all own little, vegetarian, whatever type of lifestyle, and y'all do y'all shit? Why y'all gotta announce y'all vegan everywhere? Why y'all gotta comment on everything, purchase everything? Just shut the fuck up and live. God damn it, man, it's annoying. Eat your broccoli and shit. Eat your little, what, can't believe it's not meat, whatever, whatever burger. What do they call those Unreal burgers, unbelievable, whatever type of bullshit. Eat y'all meatless burgers and shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. It's a wonderful thing that you care so much. You're such a loving person that the idea of a pig turning into a plate of bacon or a Thanksgiving ham breaks your heart. But unfortunately, no matter how much that hurts you, the rest of the world will continue to eat meat. And the idea of Japan not eating pork would literally get rid of almost every dish that you could think of that's Japanese, with the exception of sushi. And I'm pretty sure if I were to trace back some of those damn ingredients, there's some pork involved in that too. If you don't want to eat it, that's great for you, but the rest of us don't care. If you don't want to go and support animal cafes, that's fine. I understand that a lot more, but the reality is this cafe is not abusing these animals. It's literally a training place for these pigs. Do I agree with keeping a pig as a pet? I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's dirty, to be honest, but people do it. They're gonna do it. Not everyone living in Japan lives inside of a 2x2 apartment. But the reality is, even with cats and dogs, they shouldn't be adopted here in Japan either by that standard. To be honest, I do kind of agree with that, because the place is too small, especially for cats that are going to be stuck inside of a house with no aircon on during the daytime, trapped inside of a dirty, dusty Japanese house with no insulation, oftentimes with no windows and with people that don't know much about taking care of a pet, but they're like, oh, cute kitty, and they adopted them anyway. Same thing goes for dogs. Getting walked outside for just 10 to 20 minutes per day, having to hold the bathroom, only going once or twice. That's cruel. Imagine if you could only go to the bathroom twice a day. You were kept inside of a bathroom until, I don't know, your husband, your mama got home or whatever. And then you got beat and punished and got urine and feces smeared on your nose for having an accident. And all these stupid rules, what you can't touch, what you can. Being forced to take baths with shit. Might even be getting soap inside your eyes. People deciding how you get your fur cut, bleaching you and dyeing you on Kool-Aid packets and shit. How would you feel about that? It sounds pretty cruel to me. So, selective activism. You all pick and choose which animals are worthy of having a life based off of your perceived intelligence. But mind you, the same white people that determine that pigs are so smart, they're the same ones that determine that black people weren't truly human. We weren't intelligent. There was something off with our skulls, X, Y, and Z. I'm sorry, I don't trust white science 90% of the time. And beyond that, I do agree that pigs are smart. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna bullshit you here. But the reality is they're still animals. I'm sorry to break it to you. They're animals. They're fucking animals. They roll around and slop. They're not civilized. They're fucking animals. So no matter how smart they are, they're not nearly as smart as a human being. And even if they were, God put them here for us to eat, for us to have fun with, for us to enjoy. You can make whatever type of bullshit scenarios you want. I don't care if you don't believe in God. Have fun in hell. But I'm telling you, they're here for us. They're here for you. They will eat you, not pigs, but other animals do. And if you die, you will be eaten. Shoot, you make a dog mad, they'll eat you. You ain't even gotta be dead for them. Your dogs turn on you too. Don't even get me started on that. People trying to pretend like pit bulls are kind dogs and it's just a rare one. Oh, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. So, my channel is not a safe haven for snowflakes, for vegans, for vegetarians, whatever the fuck you are. I don't even understand why y'all choose to come to Japan. Like, if you know that you feel so strongly about this stuff, why go to a country that you know practically celebrates pigs and cows? Why do that to yourself? I just don't get it. Then you complain. It's like, okay, you go to a place, just like it's a tourist area that is going to be trying to cater to Japanese cuisine that most people want to eat. Anything that's vegan or whatever, even if they try to make it Japanese style, it's no longer legitimately Japanese cuisine. Giving a place, knocking off a review for a place because they don't cater to your stupid picky ass diet is beyond bullshit. It's so fucking stupid. God, I hope my kids ain't ever vegan like y'all. That's so fucking... I hate y'all retards. I'm sorry, y'all irritate me with that shit. I ain't being political. I'm saying exactly how it is. Vegans are more annoying than the biggest weeaboo, the biggest wannabe Japanese person you could ever think of. Vegans are 100% more annoying than all of them. If you choose not to eat something, good for you. You choose to eat it, because I agree, pigs are not healthy to eat. They're bad for your diet. I'm not arguing with that, but they taste good and people eat them anyway. Alcohol is not good for you, but a lot of people think it tastes good. A lot of people find it fun. It makes parties, you know, whatever. It makes you feel more relaxed. People do it anyway. If you don't want to do it, stay on videos. People talk about why it's bad or whatever. Don't come and join a conversation or start one about bullshit on a video. Just showing you what the cafe is like. I ain't even talking about the video, giving my own 2 cents about I thought it was good, bad, whatever. Leave it alone, bitch. You don't want to go there? Don't go there. Don't support it. Nobody's holding a gun to your head and making you go there and support the place. Nobody's making you eat pigs. If you don't want to eat pigs, good for you. I don't tell you what to eat. I don't tell you you're stupid for not eating it. But I'll tell you right now, you're stupid for not eating it, bitch. So, I'm done. Anyway, I know I offended everybody. Liberals, snowflakes, all of y'all gonna kill me. I don't give a damn. I'm tired of y'all. If you got a problem with what I said, make your own channel. Make your own content to defend pigs. This is not the place for you. I don't care about your opinions. I don't care about what you do or do not like. And just like, you know, like I was saying too, I don't agree with everything that happens at this cafe. I agree that it could be better. I don't agree with keeping pigs as pets. I agree. But the reality is my opinion doesn't mean shit, because people will still adopt pigs. These cafes will still exist. People will still eat meat. Nothing that you do will stop them. The reality is, if you adopt a pet for anywhere that costs money, including all these little cat activist organizations, whatever, they are ultimately for profit at the end of the day. And they all ultimately support pet shops. And if you ask these animals, would you rather be inside of a cage in a humane society with dirty, growling dogs and crazy cats, etc.? every single last one of those animals would gladly switch and go to a clean pet shop with a nice glass display with sunlight, nice toys, and high quality food over being inside of a fucking dungeon. And you would do the same thing as a human being. So get out of here. If you got a cat or dog at home, or if you've ever had one, or a fish, or a turtle, or a hamster, or ferret, or any type of animal you've ever had or currently have, you should leave this conversation because you are a goddamn hypocrite. All animals belong outside. Don't pick and choose which ones do or don't. And since when do you decide what's considered a big enough space? You have the privilege of living in a country where you can have a big house, have a big yard without having to be a millionaire. Sorry, but most people in the world cannot relate to you or your lifestyle. Also, a lot of people that do, I imagine, adopt these pets probably do have money, do have houses, or at least very big apartments. Everyone living in Japan to live inside of these stereotypical 1x1, 2x2 apartments that you see people purposefully choosing to rent to make YouTube videos on. That's not everyone's life here. And also, if you let the animal outside, take it for walks or whatever, it theoretically, based on y'all white people standards, it makes up for it because y'all keep dogs inside of apartments too. And what do y'all do? You just take him outside for a walk. He's having fun, right? On a leash, a tight ass leash from a microchip, being fed timed meals. When you choose the brand based on what you think is healthiest for it. Does your dog really like that damn food, or is it eating because it's starving, it's hungry, it's gonna eat whatever the fuck you give it? You decide everything for them. You decide whether they have babies or not. That's pretty damn cruel. But you don't want to hear that argument, right? Hypocrite. So, alright. Sorry, white people. Y'all irritate me. I hate vegans. I hate them so much. I'm sorry. And I know y'all be looking to me like, vegan advice, whatever, what to eat, whatever. I'm sorry. My channel's not the place for you. I don't. I really, really, really do not like vegans. And I'm sorry. But I gotta keep it real. It seems like it's very rare to meet a vegan that just knows how to shut up. Eat your sunflower seeds and shh, have fun. It's okay. I know it hurts. I know the sound and smell of bacon hurts your nose. It hurts your ears hearing that extra crunch. But let me just tell you this. Meat ain't going nowhere. Ever. COVID happened. People still taking risks, eating crazy, wild, exotic animals, even everyday stuff. In fact, I think they argue that there's been more, I don't know, pathogens, illnesses, whatever type of, I don't know what the fuck they use in medical terms. There's been more stuff going on with animals since then, and people are still eating it. In fact, the only thing that's probably even starting to make people more so consider to stop eating meat is that the price of it has gone up due to inflation. And animals getting sick, with the eggs and whatnot, and chickens having all them problems and whatnot. That's pretty much it. My channel is not for vegans. I don't cater to you all. I don't care about you all. This is not an animal activist channel. If you really care about animals, go and protest these farms, these meals. Go protest there. Go in front of a ramen shop and get laughed at. Do that. This should be the least of your concerns. Y'all act like the pigs being beaten out there or something. So, I'm through. You can't want to argue with white people because even this video is going to trigger everybody, including some of y'all black people too, especially since I got on the topic of abortion too. But I don't care. That's what I was saying. I will never let people get me to the point where I can't give my own opinion, where I got to be silent, try to, be, what do they call it? A puppet for everyone. Say whatever the popular opinions are to make people feel good about themselves and their opinions. So one of the problems I hate about in the U.S., people are so strongly opinionated. More so than they are in Japan. A lot more. They can't just keep things to themselves. It's okay to disagree, but keep it to yourself because nobody else gives a shit. So, I'm officially done. Sorry, this will go on forever. I'm putting this video here. I am debating with you. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with your mama. Take it up with Jesus. Animals are here to be ate. They are here to be food. They are here to be entertainment for us as human beings. They are not on our level, no matter how smart, cute, sweet you think they are. I'm sorry. Humans matter a lot more. Take this same energy and put it into foster care, child abuse, adoption, etc. Do it for those people that actually need it. Human beings. Instead of pigs. So, oh my gosh. I'm through. If you want to argue with me and continue to be stupid inside my comment sections, I welcome you. Please give me another video idea. I'll do a part 2, part 3. We can keep it going. I'll keep making coins off of it. Your complaints, your white people tears, your snowflake tears, your vegan tears, your gluten-free, salt-free vegan tears. Continue to give me video ideas. I'm not going to go back and forth inside my comment section now because I ain't wasting my time. If I'm going to waste my time, I'm going to get paid for it, okay? So, leave a comment down below. Feel free to argue. And that's all. Please chime in. Like, do y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like, why come to Japan if you feel that strongly about animals being eaten? Because it's literally everywhere here. If you don't like animal cafes, don't go to them. I agree that some of them are a little bit cruel, but this place just isn't it to me. The pigs aren't being forced to sit in your lap. They choose to come up to you. They're giving treats. They enjoy rubs. They fall asleep on you. They're having the best time. You're living their best lives. They have adult pigs there. They get adopted out. And sorry, just like the animals I left on the street that do eventually die, because you even admit the fact that the animals are going to die. So why does it matter where they die? Whether they die getting euthanized on the street, they're going to die anyway. They're going to either get attacked by another animal or starve to death. I'm sorry, if I have to choose between starving to death and being euthanized, I will gladly volunteer to be euthanized. So why do you get to decide as the moral police? So whatever, that's what I said. You can't win with white people. They make up their mind on something, and specifically white vegans. They make up their mind on something, and it's law, and they will not reason with you no matter what you say. And again, these people are just assuming my own stances on it, because I really been saying, I love animals too. I'm going to keep it real with you. The reality is, your imagination of these lush fields is not how they're going to really live. They're not inside this cafe. They're going to either be on a plate or be inside of a 2x2 pen. That's where they're really going to end up at. So, or another animal's meal. So, you've just decided that it's better to be another animal's meal than to be euthanized. That's your opinion. Just like you decided that it's better for a dog to live a long, miserable life inside of your dirty, stinky white people house than being out in the field with the boys, okay, with their little wolf pack or whatever. So, I'm through. Leave a comment down below. Argue with me, fight with your mama, take it up with Jesus. So, that's it for this video. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Bye.